Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Jedi Bob's Starfighter, and I want to thank LEGO for sending this to me. Just kidding, they didn't. I found this at Walmart early, about a week early now, so I'm super excited. I was not expecting it. This was the last set to have images released, and so I actually wasn't even 100% convinced it was really going to release on August 1st. They've done that to us before, and so you can imagine my surprise when I walked into a Walmart that hasn't even gotten sets from the June 1st releases to see a shipper in the center of the aisle for like several of the new August 1st releases. No register lock, nothing. I was a happy camper today. It made my Friday super great. So taking a look real quick at the box, we have Jedi Bob's Starfighter set 75388, and it is ages 8+ with 305 pieces. It is part of the Rebuild the Galaxy theme, so it has that fun little border there, and there it is. And so here we are with Jedi Bob's Starship, and I think for a lot of people this is one of those sets that just seems made up, and that's because it is. We have had several instances of LEGO kind of creating their own little thing with the Yoda Chronicles and the Freemaker Adventures, and some of those sets have done well and other ones are mostly a dud, and I have a lot to say about that, but we'll save that for just a little bit. I do, in fact, though, want to go over the minifigures first. Taking a look first at our Gonk droid, this one is Servo, or SRVO. I've never really noticed a Gonk droid to have a name, but here we are, and he's done in a dark blue and a light blue, as well as a dark gray and a light gray. And he has a fun eye and a little control panel, and is very mid, in my opinion, for a Gonk droid. I don't really like Gonk droids. I consider them barely minifigures. The best ones are the printed ones, but they haven't done those in forever. So here we are with this little character, and yeah, not really exciting whatsoever for me. And then we have Akbar Trooper. So to me, this was a super lazy design. I mean, it works, I guess, with the show, whatever we're going to see, but the idea that we already have a pre-existing clone trooper body and then we just stick Admiral Akbar's head on top is really lazy. I don't know why we couldn't have just had a clone trooper. I guess it's because it pertains to the show where the clone troopers become Mon Calamari, I suppose. But to me, I just don't like it. This is something that I could make with the minifigures I have, so it's not an exciting figure for me. However, if you don't have an Admiral Akbar, I can see how this is kind of an exciting headpiece to get, or head mold. To me, though, this looks new. I don't know if the printing is new or if maybe it's just printed in a darker color. The Admiral Akbar I have is quite a bit older, and so the head printing is actually completely different. So definitely this is a different headpiece than what I'm used to. But yeah, that clone trooper body just seems kind of lazy to me, but it is what it is. And then of course we have the star of the show, Jedi Bob himself. Really cool, complete with his cape and hood, which is amazing to me. And so for those of you who don't know, Jedi Bob, as he is now known, came out originally as Jedi Knight in a gunship, the very first gunship set from 2002. He was just named Jedi Knight, and he was just a yellow, unnamed Jedi. When the 2009 Visual Dictionary came out for LEGO Star Wars, they mentioned that his name could possibly be Bob, and the LEGO community just ran with it. They might have been calling him Jedi Bob before that, and that's where LEGO picked up on it, I'm not sure. But here he is officially now named in LEGO as Jedi Bob. And he's not quite the same. For one, his cape is that spongy material, which I do like a lot. But he has that kind of played with aspect. You can tell it looks like his torso is kind of scratched up, and that's just how he comes. There is also this like wear at the front of the collar, which I'm not sure what that's for. And then he has a couple of wear marks around his beard. And that is the Jedi Bob smile. That's how the original figure came, except without those little wear marks. This figure, though, does have a secondary face, which is a more serious Jedi Bob. I really like this option because the both of them together look really similar. There are differences, but they look so similar that if you have the original, you probably won't want to display this new one with the same face. You can switch it around, and they can look significantly different, or as different as you can get them. And so I like that there is that option as well. So that is Jedi Bob, and the reason for picking up this set, in my opinion. Alright, so here we are with the Jedi Bob Starfighter, and this is part of the new Rebuild the Galaxy, which is going to be the show that releases in early September. And the one thing about it is, since it's not released yet, some of these sets kind of don't make sense. Jedi Bob is a fan favorite, but why on earth are we getting him? We're not sure yet. You know, obviously there's going to be a mix-up mashup that goes on because we have like our Akbar Trooper and there's like the Dark Falcon and stuff like that, but I'm not 100% sure where Jedi Bob fits into all of this. But the starship itself is very, very cool. It is mostly white and red, which I think is fitting, just kind of as homage to the gunship that he came out in with the original Jedi Knight. And overall, I think it looks really good. It does have a couple of stickered pieces, which is kind of a bummer, but these like triple engines in the back look amazing, as well as we have a couple underneath towards the front as well. This to me seems like a mashup of a regular Starfighter and that one from Anakin Starfighter that they did from the Cartoon Network Clone Wars series, which I really liked, and I completely regret not getting that. But there we are. We've got some large blasters on the side, some stickers as I mentioned. There's one section of landing gear on the bottom, but it is not big at all. The ship stands up pretty well on its own, and it was a fun build, I'll say. I don't normally comment on the builds, but I really enjoyed it. It was not too big, not too small. Obviously, one thing to consider about this is it is a singular Jedi Starfighter for $40, which is kind of a tall ask. This is not something that I could have purchased on my own as a kid. And now coming in with the perspective of, you know, being an adult, it's not really something that I take note of per se, because I can afford it, but like there are so many people, and not just kids, but people that just can't afford these expensive sets. And so it's really a bummer to see the price go up so much on this. I hope that LEGO will change things in the future and maybe be able to drop back down. Part of it's the economy, price for things is expensive, but that's not what this video is about. We have the starship, and I did want to comment about the new trans black windshield, which is a new color. We've had the same piece forever, but I do like that Jedi Bob can fit inside his Jedi starship really well. I also like that they have that little head piece in the back. I will say one thing that we're seeing with a lot of these Star Wars sets is the cockpit is getting smaller and smaller, and so you're having to like lay figures almost flat to conserve room, and it's really nice to see Jedi Bob be able to completely sit up. So I really like that fact, and the dome closes over perfectly. It doesn't mess up his hood or the headrest, which I really enjoy. And then in the front here, we have where normally an astromech droid would go, which is why for me this Gaunt droid is extremely disappointing, because I think that this set would have been better served with an astromech. Again, we haven't seen the show, but still, I'm gonna complain about it. Anyways, instead, under this stickered tile here, we have some blue milk and a banana. And I think that that is oddly specific. I'm sure in the show it'll talk about why that's there, but it is a weird placement for somebody who has not yet seen this show. Overall though, I think that this is a solid build. I think it looks really nice, and it's going to display pretty good along with the other Jedi Starfighters. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get them to fit though, is the problem. The minifigures are mostly a miss, with the exception of Jedi Bob is amazing, so he makes up for it. I can definitely see a lot of collectors going ahead and spending the $40 just to get the Jedi Bob, because he's such a cool figure overall. And the starship is really good too. It's not my favorite, but having it in hand, I really like it, and it's definitely unique. It looks like a mashup of some sort, so I'm excited to see what we see with the show, but I really wish that they had done something different with the other two minifigures. That's my biggest disappointment in this set, and that's why this was not my top set of this wave. So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this early review. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.